Hey, everybody, it's the coach here in Orlando.
Ready to go now on a sunny afternoon in the East Bay. And here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, eluding the tackle. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. From one end zone to the other, 101 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. Under center, it's the 2017 Heisman Trophy winner as you get a look at Baker Mayfield. The first carry for Patrick DeMarco. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Normally when you see a short gain in the middle of a 3-4 defense, go ahead and pat the nose tackle on the back because he's holding things up and taking out extra blockers, which allows one of the inside linebackers to roam free and make the tackle.
He'll buy some time right, and he's going to keep it here. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield got his man complete over the middle. That's Lamb. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And a first carry here for Charles Sims. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. On 3rd down, Mayfield. Caught. It's Ellington. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. How about this for an opening drive decision? You got 4th and short, just outside of field goal range in all likelihood. What do you do?
I'm going for it. I've got to go get it right now. I want to establish a tone. It's early in the game. I want to let my offense know that I believe in them. And you know something else? I let my defense know I believe in them also by taking that gamble. If we don't get it, it's okay. You guys will cover for me.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a 1st down. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. There he goes again. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. 63 yards. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down. And he takes off with it. It's a fake. There he goes left side. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. 15-0 our score. It's the NFL on EA Sports. Elliott now to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Lawrence Taylor, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. Here's Hester. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. Right back to Sanders on first down. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run. It's Sanders. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. Going for it with Sanders. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call. They'll try to run with Sanders. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards. They've got this big lead. They said, forget 1, we want 2. Instead, they got 0.
Unbelievable they didn't even attempt it from the 15-yard line. What are they thinking? I do know this. When you fake one in this situation with that type of a lead, especially from the 15-yard line, oh, boy. I tell you what, meeting them again somewhere down the line, they'll remember this. Yeah, they'll think that they were trying to clown them a little bit.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Patrick DeMarco now from the fullback spot. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Well, they'll try the jet sweep here, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and all of a sudden here it's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. To throw, Mayfield finds his tight end Ingram. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up fourth down.
That goes in the category of a play that the defense is going to cherish and excites them. A completion, yes, you give up the pass, but no gain. I mean, that's exactly what you want on defense.
And sets up the fourth down.
Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense.
Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Randy Moss, 70 yards. But the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
Elliott good with a PAT, and it is 28-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Montez Sweat, a sensational effort by him, and that is one of the biggest losses you'll ever see on a sack. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. There goes a deep ball, end zone. That is caught by Moss for a Dolphins touchdown. Randy Moss, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far as his guys continue to pour it on. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Oh, boy, rubbing a little salt in the wound there, going for 2 up this big.
You know, there's one time when I played, Brandon, and played against a team that was just absolutely pile driving us, and they ended up going for 2 late in the game. And I asked one of the guys, why'd you do that? He said, because we wanted to win by more. That feels like that type of situation.
Wow. Well, it could also result in a melee later, though.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Back near his goal line. Here's Mayfield. He's going to air one out. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. The 30. Past the 20. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Robbie Anderson, 95 yards. And the Steelers are able to get a score back. And I think it's safe to say we won't call many touchdown passes longer than that this year, partner.
No, I would agree with that totally. And right now, you're looking at an offensive coordinator. Conservative would not go next to his name. Risk taker, definitely, because he valued the opportunity to create a big play against what could have been disaster if they end up getting sacked or fumbling the ball in the shadow of their own goal line.
Here's Phil Dawson now for the point after. So they get 1 score back, but still a long ways to go here in this third quarter. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. 1-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. The lead is theirs here in the third quarter, but it's really been the ground game that's been the recipe for success.
You mean the spotlight isn't shining as brightly on the guy throwing it?
No, it's the man behind him that's had a heck of a game.
And that's really okay. That's actually what you're looking for. I mean, your pride tells you, hey, I want to be responsible.
This is intercepted. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the ball.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability and a sack.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney getting him once again his third sack of the afternoon. Here's Brian Anger now, standing just about on his own goal line. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. On the return, Hester.
Here we go.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. And he will not make it to the goal line as this try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Here's Mayfield. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
Well, he made that catch knowing full well that at the end of it, he's going to catch a pretty good lick.
I guess if there's anyone on this team that can absorb a pop, it's him. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lawrence Taylor able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Here's Brian Anger now. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And we have reached the 2-minute warning. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. A costly penalty there. A lineman got downfield, and for the moment, that cost him 6 points.
Single. 43's the mic.
From the gun, Jackson trying to lay one up deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And that one goes virtually nowhere. Tried to fake extra point, but nothing comes of it.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the post. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs?
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic, faking it. I can understand you want to rub it in a little. You fake it when you snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
in her attic, the stuff she used to preserve.
It smells terrible. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. First down, Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lawrence Taylor able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Mayfield. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Hall of Famer, Willie Brown. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by...
And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. He will push his way down to about the 14. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for two is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2.
Let's go. Let's do it.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like that? Now Mayfield lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This one taken from the 7. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance.
And Sims lost it. He lost the football. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Mayfield now. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Here's Brian Anger now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And now a fair catch called for, and he'll indeed take it at about the 6-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just 1 kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation.
He's got a man complete. The 20. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points from me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Now the final act of this victory, the extra point. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Now the final act of this victory, the extra point. And he takes off with it. It's a fake. And he'll be out of bounds well short of the goal line, so the attempt at the fake extra point unsuccessful.
Hello again, everybody. I'm the coach, and this is Madden Ultimate Team. Hope you're ready because we've got another good one on tap. Straight ahead, we've got what should be a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the Minnesota Vikings. With that, we send you up to US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Standing by our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick in the 2018 draft, the Oklahoma Sooner, Baker Mayfield.
Hey, 180. 50. Check my 50.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
Check. One time.
Mayfield off the play fake. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lawrence Taylor picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
Let's go.
So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They will be led out by the former Heisman Trophy winner back in 2016. Always a handful to contain, Lamar Jackson. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 44. They start on the ground here at Sanders. The tackle was by the Boston College product, Harold Landry. On second down now. It's Sanders. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally down at the 32-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. On first down, Sanders. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10